Suppy. Shut up!
You're listening to the Subculture City Movie Roundtable podcast, episode 4, Gone Girl. I'm here with John and Panda and no one else. We just watched a movie called Gone Girl, starring Batman and some chick.
Batman himself
and
came
NPH.
down from the sky.
NPH.
Barney Stinson.
Dude,
Right.
don't you dare.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Listen. Don't you stereotype him, alright?
Typecast.
Same
So-
thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
A, we're starting off with a random fact. Harry Potter 5, The Order of the Phoenix. 870 pages. I was
According
totally,
to Google.
Which, come on, it's Google.
Come
You're
on.
really gonna trust it? Come on. And then,
Have you read the terms and conditions? No.
no.
Who does?
No one. Read the terms and conditions.
Also, longest book, shortest movie. B, this is Panda's pick, again, which means we've gone the full cycle one time through.
This movie came out October 3rd, 2014. It's 149 minutes long. It's in English. The budget was $61 million, and the box office was $368.1 million. Directed by David Fincher. Screenplay was written by Gillian Flynn, who wrote the book that this movie's based off of, called Gone Girl,
What?
by Gillian Flynn.
Oh.
Wow.
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire. That part's not true.
Yes, it
Based
is.
off.
Based off of Harry Potter 5.
Yes, based off Order of the Phoenix. Based off the Garfield comic strip, which inspired.
Tale of Two Kitties.
Fuck off. Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties. Has that been in every single one thus
Yeah.
far?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It should have been marketed as Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Get it?
Huh?
Go on.
With what?
All right,
With
we're done.
With your synopsis.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you want to give the plot synopsis? By the way, if you haven't seen this movie, because we always fuck this up,
Spoiler!
major fucking spoilers ahead. This is a spoiler-heavy movie. If you
Right.
haven't seen it, don't listen.
So with the synopsis, I'm just giving kind of like a brief overview of the movie, or am I
Yeah.
giving like
Yeah,
points?
just give like the key plot points.
Okay. So the movie starts with...
Really?
It does start. It has a middle part. It's pretty good. And the ending, it's a pretty solid ending.
Solid.
NPH sprinkled in.
NPH is sprinkled in.
Yeah,
Well,
more
so-
towards like the like latter half.
Yeah.
But he's kind of, sort of, like appears.
It is a
in the-
Tyler Durden in the beginning.
He's like in the third half of the movie, right?
The third half,
Yeah.
but also the 7th inning of the game.
Okay.
That's a distinct observation. 3 halves to this movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Okay, Ben Affleck's character, Nick Dunn. He gets home, it's the morning of his 5-year anniversary with his wife, Amy. He gets home, Amy's missing. It looks suspicious, so he calls the cops. When the cops get there, they look at it, it's suspicious to them as well. They label it as a crime scene. Yes, a crime scene. Fuck you.
It's a lawyer.
Yeah, anyway,
Cut
so
that.
it's labeled as a crime
Just cut
scene.
that.
Yeah, just cut anything I say.
Yeah, David's talking, but you won't hear him. So it's labeled as a crime scene. The cops are investigating it. In the meantime, there's kind of a media frenzy because his wife, Amy, had a series of children's books based on her life, so she's kind of famous, which kind of escalates the entire investigation. As they're going through, she had left this scavenger hunt for her husband to find on their anniversary, and these kind of provide clues to the cops and also in some ways paints a motive for Ben Affleck's character to be framed as the murderer. You don't know going through the movie whether or not he murders his wife. Toward the middle of the movie, you realize that his wife is actually trying to frame him. It comes to light that he's cheated on her and that basically everything he's discovering in the investigation is meant to make him look bad in the media. Meanwhile, she is planning on killing herself to ensure that he gets the death penalty in Missouri. However, upon seeing the news coverage, she decides that that's not good enough, and she wants to fuck with him even more. She wants to remain alive to see the result. So she ends up, the movie switches perspective to her perspective about halfway through. It's following her. She's living on her own, trying not to be discovered, using cash for everything, living in this really shitty, it's never established what it is, but some kind
Or where.
of like, yeah, rural community.
Yeah.
And she meets these people, and she gets too close with them. They discover that she has money saved up, all in cash that she's using. They end up robbing her and leaving her without any options. So she calls an ex-boyfriend who is a plot point in the investigation. He was allegedly a crazy person who in school she dated, and she broke his heart, and he was institutionalized because of it. She calls this person up, and he picks her up, whatever, and when she gets there, she realizes that his entire house is recorded. He's very wealthy, and he's very intense on security, stuff like that. Excuse me. So, once she realizes this, she has no other option but to kill him. I mean, she does, but she ends up killing him and returning home, and she paints the ex-boyfriend as a kidnapper in an attempt to get her old life back. Meanwhile, Ben Affleck has discovered the fact that she is trying to frame him, and he's lawyered up. His defense is basically trying to prove that she is framing him and that he did not kill her. But once she comes back, all of that kind of goes out the window. And the movie ends on an ambiguous note where she's back, and you don't know whether or not Ben Affleck's character is going to try and out her or not. I think we all might have different opinions on what the ending kind of implies, but that's the synopsis. Basically, she tried to frame him, he finds out, she comes back and throws that in the gutter. It's a complicated movie. It's also 2.5 hours long, so that's the very basic story.
It's a hefty watch.
Yes. So, things we like, things we didn't like?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Alright, your pick, you start.
Alright. Despite the fact that she's just the worst person ever, I think the person who played the wife, whose name escapes me, which
Rosamund Pike.
Amy. Oh, what's her name?
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike, said Panda.
Rosamund Pike, she did a fantastic job.
She crazy.
She's convincingly crazy though, and just like I don't know, just manipulative and evil.
Mm-hmm.
More strictly evil than what was it?
Yeah, she's just strictly evil.
What not so much bad, more just strictly evil.
Wrong and evil.
I think Ben Affleck did a really good job.
Yeah, Batman was great.
You done?
Matt Damon's friend. Fun fact, Matt Damon wrote this script.
No.
As a vehicle for Ben Affleck to get Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice,
And
also starring Aquaman.
Kevin Smith was a producer.
I wish. No, I don't. Anyway, Tyler Perry, despite the fact that he's known for Medea and all-around terrible movies.
The Family That Prays.
Why'd I Get Married 2 with 2 O's? I like the first one.
Haven't seen it, don't want to.
Don't
Go
want
on.
to either. Either way, Tyler Perry, despite being known for being Medea and all-around pretty terrible movies,
Also known for being Tyler Perry.
will you stop forever?
Yes.
Tyler Perry, despite being known for being Medea and all-around pretty terrible movies, he did a pretty good job. Honestly, the casting for this movie is just pretty on point. Like there wasn't really any characters
It felt flat,
everyone played the part pretty well. I mean, the Amy's dad was kind of weird, but like not like he wasn't bad. He was just like a weird character. So I mean, I guess he did a good job. To be fair, they didn't really delve too much into that. I like the story for whatever that's worth as well. I actually felt like some sort of connection to this story, despite the fact that this is not applicable to my life at all. I felt very like drawn in, and I kind of cared what happened. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm happy with
Pretty
that.
good. I have
Just take
a
one.
theory. I have a theory about that dad, where I think, or the parents. I think in the book there has to be some kind of subplot where the parents are more involved and they have some kind of characterization. I think that subplot got cut, and I think they tried to show some of that in some way, with the dad being kind of just strange.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They do that a lot with like book adaptations.
Yeah.
Another thing I liked. This movie makes me want to go read the book. Like, I want to go read that book now.
Well, I absolutely don't.
Why?
I don't want to read it. I mean, that's cool that you do.
Can you read?
No.
The glasses are for show, dude.
Yeah,
Those glasses are fake.
These are not
Hey.
prescription.
Tie it all together.
All All right, so
She gets robbed.
John.
I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
I thought the cinematography was beautiful. The acting was very, very good. There was some points where, like, I feel like the ADR was a little heavy. But, you know, doesn't really fucking matter. But, I mean, I think I was, like, half an hour in where I realized... I at no point was I like, oh, I know what's going on, except for, like, right before she... Spoilers, right before she... Or no, you already said it.
Yeah,
right before she kills NPH, like, that's the only...
NPH?
Yeah, NPH. If you don't know who NPH is...
You've never seen Doogie Howser.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris for...
Harris Patrick Neal.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, voiced Nightwing in Batman Under the Red Hood, the animated movie.
Oh, one more thing. I
Yeah.
remember
He was
one more...
also-
Sorry,
no,
go ahead.
never mind. Go ahead.
I remember one more thing I liked about this movie. Ben Affleck hangs dong, which is pretty sick.
He does.
For
hang
like
dong.
just a quick second.
Just a
It's
tiny
It's like
little
2
dong.
frames.
you just like see like this like a side view, just shaft
just
and
side
head.
dong. Just a
No
little
balls,
bit.
just shaft and head.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah, solid. Kudos to Ben Affleck. You know.
Yeah. You know?
No one. All right, fuck me. Cool.
Look how much you just clipped that.
All right, let me.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so
golf
John-
claps for Ben Affleck's dong.
Yeah, about half an hour into the movie, I was like, okay, I need to emotionally detach from this because I'm gonna get really upset otherwise. So I kind of was like, all right, I don't care about these characters. I think all the actors did a good job to make you care, and they were all very convincing. There were certain points where it's like, I don't like Ben Affleck, so there were certain points where I was like, stop being Ben Affleck, just be anyone else besides Ben Affleck.
Feel you.
Just Ben Affleck and fucking the dude from The Matrix, Keanu Reeves. There we go.
So we've mentioned Keanu Reeves in every single one of these,
Yeah.
plus Garfield to A Tale of Two Kitties.
Like, I would have preferred if Ben Affleck was Bill Murray.
We've
You
also
think
mentioned
Bill Murray would have done well in this movie?
No, I just said I would have preferred if he was Bill Murray.
Bill
Okay.
Murray would have flubbed it, dude.
Bill Murray is amazing.
He's good, but this is not his shtick.
No,
Bill Murray
I
was
honestly...
in Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties.
He was.
Very true.
He reprised his role from Garfield.
Which fun fact, he went into that project, he kind of just agreed to it, because I think he misread the director's name and thought it was someone else. So he was like, oh, I'll do that. And then he got there and it was a completely different person. And he got the script, was thoroughly displeased with it, rewrote the whole thing on the fly, and then they stuck with his rewrite.
Fun fact, Bill Murray...
I could be just throwing nonsense out. I heard that
All
story
right,
once.
there's a Garfield animated television show called Garfield and Friends.
I remember that.
Now, Garfield in that show, I forget the dude's name, he's voiced by this one voice actor. Then Bill Murray took that role for Garfield and Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties.
Wait,
And
real
then-
quick. I googled Garfield, and the first thing that autocompletes is Garfield minus Garfield. You're right. All right, cool.
So-
Sorry. Go ahead.
The dude voiced Garfield in the animated series had his role taken by Bill Murray for the movies. Then, Bill Murray's character, there was an animated Ghostbusters show, and that dude took Bill Murray's role from Ghostbusters for that animated series. So they swapped twice. Anyway, so we were talking about Ben Affleck not being Bill Murray
Yeah.
and how you like Ben Affleck but you in the movie, but you
Yeah.
don't like Ben Affleck as a person.
As an actor.
As an actor.
Yeah.
So as a person.
Yeah. But I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
But I do, because I feel like a lot of times I can figure movies out, and I did like that. I haven't read the book, so I was kind of guessing.
Mhm.
And at no point was I like, oh, this is how the movie goes.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
I mean, you figured out another Fincher movie, Fight Club.
Yeah.
Figured that out halfway through.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Fight Club, the scene with the table. Breaks.
Oh, yeah, I figured out Fight Club when he broke the table, blah, blah, blah. But,
Gotcha.
yeah, I like the movie. The ending upset me, even though I was detached,
Mhm.
because what I really wanted to happen was Ben Affleck to frame, what was the actress's name?
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike said Panda.
Rosamund Pike said Panda. I would really would have liked him to frame her suicide. That would have been great.
Gotcha. I like this movie a lot because going into it, I had lofty expectations because David Fincher is my all-time favorite director. This movie, as far as his filmography goes, is most similar to A, the girl with the dragon tattoo, and B, Zodiac.
I've only seen half of Zodiac. I haven't seen.
Zodiac is fucking
Yes,
awesome.
it absolutely
You need
is.
to watch
What
that.
other movies has he done?
So, Alien 3, 7, The Game, Fight Club, Panic Room, Zodiac, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and Gone Girl, in that order.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yep. So, anyway.
Oh, and he
And House of Cards.
Yeah, he's doing House of Cards.
Yeah, well, he did.
But that's
the
a
first
TV
season.
show.
He directed a few episodes of the first season.
It says
He's
that
also a
he's
producer.
it says that he's still on it presently.
Got you. But
Might be
anyway,
lined up to
so
direct later.
compared with Zodiac and Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, this movie was relatively light for a Fincher movie, which sounds weird to say. It's a pretty dark movie.
Light in what way?
Light in terms of I don't know,
Like theme or like.
The theme is not light.
No, I
No.
understand. That's what I'm saying. Like.
well, I mean
feel
compared
like,
to
like
the
dialogue was.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo,
I can't speak for that. I haven't seen it.
super dark. Zodiac, also super
Yeah.
dark, right? This movie not as dark. It had more humorous moments to it.
I think halfway through it really turns.
Yeah, and like it's just not as kind of dense. It's not as suspenseful as those movies. But I do like this movie. I don't think the mysteries were as intriguing as Girl with the Dragon Tattoo or Zodiac.
Well, I feel like that has to do with the fact that in this movie they kind of tell you halfway what's happening.
Yeah,
While in
I
Zodiac, no one knows what
I
happened.
was going to talk about that later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what I do like about this movie is I think Ben Affleck was awesome in it.
Hmm.
I really, really do. He was, yeah, preach.
Preach.
Ben Affleck was sick in this movie. Rosamund Pike did a really good job of being totally fucking hateable. I did not like her. I think someone who's underrated was the sister. I don't know who plays her, but
Oh yeah,
Margot.
Margot.
Yeah,
Did a good job.
she was really, really good. She was
Yeah.
really convincing. There are certain moments where I looked at Ben Affleck and I was like, "You're being like smarmy douche Ben Affleck right
Yeah.
now." And then there are a very few minor points where I thought Amy was being like, "Okay, you're like a stereotypical crazy person right
Mhm.
now." Mostly after she got back.
Right.
But the sister Margot, there's never a moment where she was unbelievable. Also, shouts out to Tyler Perry because he was really, really good in this movie. And
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all.
There wasn't anyone that did particularly bad in this
Yeah.
movie. I think we already said that though, but
Yeah.
like it still holds true. There's no one that's like sticks out in a bad
Yeah.
way.
As far as cinematography goes, it was done really well. Going to this, once again, I had expectations. Fincher has this thing where he always does that kind of really pale shade of green hue on everything. Thinking of Zodiac, especially obvious in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Like, that movie has just a whole shade of green on it. This movie didn't have that. It was more colorful than, like, your standard David Fincher movie. So, like...
I was going to say Fight Club has that too.
Yeah. It took me some getting used to just knowing the director going in. But it was shot really well. I don't think any of the shots made the mystery too obvious, where we were saying there's a bunch of heavy-handed stuff
Yeah.
in terms of Ben Affleck's character.
Yeah.
But it was done in such a way to kind of disorient you, and
Yeah.
it was done well enough that after a while you kind of forget about it. It's like subliminal messaging, like
Mhm.
really pay attention to this for the next 30 minutes. That way it'll be in your head as we reveal something later on, but
Right.
you won't remember it being so obvious. So I thought the acting was great. The only thing I thought was meh at points was the story, which for me is a little bit of a problem because this is a very story-based movie, and I think it ran on for a little bit too long. But things I like, acting, story for like the first 2/3 of this movie, and then the cinematography was great as usual.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk about just like what we thought of it as a whole, just things we didn't like about it, or
I have-
points of contention?
I have two points of contention. Oh, shit.
You can say whatever you want before you go.
We're gonna cut it out, but
I won't cut it out. Say something.
If I may.
Hold on.
David doesn't understand movies at all. I just want that to be made clear.
Oh, you're leaving? I thought you were actually going to say it and like join us. Alright, so anyway, you were saying, oh shit.
I have 2 points of contention. One is that I don't know if maybe it's just an adaptation problem from the book to the film, but I think that the motivation, like a lot of the characters' motivations, were lacking. I don't know if they did it on purpose to kind of show that she is fucking crazy, or like they just don't address it at all. But that was a problem for me. Was like, I don't need them to like explain everything to me, but I would have liked some kind of like some more motivation. Because in the first half of the movie, I understand that the first half of the movie is just lies, pretty much. So like she looks perfect in the first half of the movie, and then the second half of the movie she's just 100% different. So, and I get that like the first half of the movie is lies, and the second half of the movie is like the truth, quote unquote. Yeah. But like I would have liked a little bit more of like a backstory, I guess, like a true backstory to kind of like show like if she's this like mentally ill, like did her parents do something? Is that a subplot that wasn't in that was in the book, that wasn't in the movie, or shit like that.
I get what you're saying. Like for me, there's this point in the movie where when she's with Neil Patrick Harris's character, and she starts talking to him about like, oh, Nick was uncultured and all this. Mm-hmm. She's like playing up this whole high society vibe, and you get that a little bit in the beginning with the recession. They lost their jobs and moved to Missouri from New York.
Right.
But like, it made her seem like, oh yeah, she doesn't really care about any of that. She gave up most of her money to her parents anyway. Right. So if that's the issue,
but is that whole thing a lie? Because that's all from her diary.
And if it is a lie, then like there are crazy people out there.
Yeah.
But in a movie, a crazy person without motivation to be crazy doesn't really land.
You're right. That's what I mean. That's exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Ken is contemplating.
It just didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying that it's not feasible, because in the real world, like you said, there are psychopaths and sociopaths who just want to fuck everything up. So, Jay Bear. So,
shouts out.
So, but like you said, in a movie, you can't just have no reason.
Yeah.
And then expect me to care.
Yeah.
It's like watching something out like a YouTube video out of context.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know why they're at this point, but they're there.
Yeah. And that's I very much felt like the movie was that. It was like a snapshot of part of a story.
Yeah. Which is weird in that the movie is 2.5 hours fucking long.
Yeah.
It feels like part of a story.
Yeah.
I felt like it went into a lot of depth, but I could see that. I could definitely see like not getting the whole picture because I didn't really think about that, to be honest.
Well, because like it's also I feel like might be due to the fact that the movie starts with their marriage in turmoil, and all we get from the happy part of their marriage
is lies.
Yeah. Well, is lies and like 5-second flashbacks of her diary entries, which were later admitted to be fabrications.
Possibly.
The beginning portions she even said in the movie were true.
But see, the thing is, I feel like because there's a scene after she comes back, and she has Ben Affleck, or no, it's before she comes back when they find the diary and they confront Ben Affleck about it, and they're like, "Oh, is this true?" And he's like, "Yeah," but the only things he admits to being true are like how he like kissed her, and something else that was relatively arbitrary, but nothing exactly about her.
Oh, that he thought quinoa was a fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and also if they're telling us that she is crazy but not telling us why, then how do we believe that she's like she says the beginning was good?
Yeah.
But if they're telling us she's crazy with no explanation, how do we know she's not lying about that?
Yeah, and also you could point to the fact that her ex-boyfriend, who she accused of raping her or whatever, it proved that he did not.
Right.
And his life was ruined for it because he had to take a lesser sentence because of... Basically, she's doing the same thing to Ben Affleck that she did to him on a larger scale. So how could the beginning of their marriage have been happy?
Right. With no problems. Almost no problems.
Yeah, and she even admits to when she was leaving, like you see her in the car when it first reveals that she's still alive, you see her going... and it's like she's saying, oh yeah, he was the cool guy and I need to be the cool girl for him, and kind of mold him into my perfect man. But then that completely destroys the like genuine nature of the beginning of their relationship. It was never there.
Right.
In which case, how can you believe anything she wrote?
Right.
Unless she's been crazy the whole time, in which case you can't believe anything.
I mean, it stands like it would be true that she'd be crazy the whole time because she's done it in the past.
Right. She did before they even met.
Yeah, so throughout their entire relationship, she's crazy.
Exactly. She's playing him the whole time.
Which is why, I guess that's why I didn't really think about it, because like
it's consistent.
It's consistent.
Yeah.
They go so far in the movie to actually talk to the guy, and he tells Ben Affleck pretty much what happened to him is happening to him, or what's happening to the ex-boyfriend is happening to Ben Affleck.
I wonder. Yep. I wonder if she has like a chemical imbalance. Did her parents fuck her up, or did NPH fuck her up before she met the second guy? Because he stalked her and shit, and they never say that what he did wasn't true.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Is that like there's no point where they say that's 100% true,
right?
Because what she said about the second boyfriend wasn't.
And he says one line that was interesting to me. They didn't really address it. Was he said, "I won't force myself on you."
Yeah.
Almost as if he'd done it before. Yeah. To me.
Or
that's
almost
what I took
as
from
if,
it.
Because remember, this dude, she was dating Neil Patrick Harris's character basically in high school.
Right.
Now it's implied that this other ex-boyfriend, who she alleged had raped her, which turned out to be false, was...
it never says it's not true. He could just be lying.
Yeah, he could be, but all evidence points toward the fact that he's saying
I don't think that. I think that we're supposed to believe him.
Yes, but there's at no point to say that is a true fact. That did not happen.
Yeah.
No, but later evidence suggests that it is.
Yeah.
All right, fair. All right,
and then the idea being that maybe since we know he's been keeping in touch with her all these fucking years, in the movie it say that she is 33 or older. He just says he got her something for her 33rd birthday, but it's implied that Neil Patrick Harris has been keeping in touch with her all these years. So he could have said that, referring to the fact that this other ex-boyfriend that came after him allegedly forced himself upon her, and he's saying, oh, well, I'm not going to be your husband, I'm not going to beat you and make you run away, I'm not going to be your other ex and, try and force myself upon you. I'm going to be the person you remember whose heart you broke because you weren't good enough for him at the time, which I feel like is explored in his character. There's a reason they made him so, other than plot convenience, so rich and wealthy, and like having his shit together is to show that like, oh, he overcame that. And I feel like it's meant to imply that it's in spite of her or because of her that he was like, I need to do all these huge things so I can win Amy back.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah, it's like his whole he's on the hook.
Existence.
Yeah, exactly.
To
get her back.
Yeah. And
she destroys him like everyone else in her life.
Yeah, and the other thing, I mean, if we're talking about Amy having been crazy the entire time, is that exactly the book's in the beginning, and that's, if we're criticizing, that's one thing I feel like a more of a parallel could have been made, where her whole life she's kind of chasing this fictional Amy that her parents wrote about that wasn't her. And it's like an aspect we don't get very many aspects of her character other than the fact that she's crazy. So if we're talking motivation, that could have been it. An entire lifetime of being stifled by your parents, being in your late 20s and still having to go to those events that they showed in the flashback where, oh yeah, we're promoting our books and this is the person, our daughter, that this amazing character is basically the daughter we wish we had instead of the daughter we got.
If that's not a plot in the book, it should be.
Yeah.
When you mentioned that was the first thing that came to my mind. It's weird that I didn't think about it before. I just it's when you mentioned motivation, I was like, oh yeah, books. Like that, if there's anything that made her crazy, or that's not fair. That could be any number. It could be any number of things that made her crazy. In a sense, if the second boyfriend, what if he was lying? What if it was true? That could be another thing that would kind of make her like go off the deep end a little bit.
Yeah.
Books are the books are like an undeniable fact. Those exist in that universe. So that could be for sure. While the second boyfriend being a liar could be conjecture.
Yeah.
And I think childhood trauma has a lot to do with the way we turn out as people. So I mean, her parents writing those books when she was a kid.
Yeah.
There's a reason she's so bitter over it, even after all these years as an adult. Generally that's the type of thing that you're going to come to terms with, and it'll make you view, whoever's wronged you in a different light, but it won't make you view yourself in that way. Whereas if you never get over it, it tends to affect your sense of self.
Yeah, that might be another reason why she was so willing to give that money away, even though she was part of that high society.
Yeah.
She just gave it away because that money was from the Amazing Amy books.
Yeah.
I guess.
See,
I don't know.
part of me, as we were watching it, I was thinking about the fact that, and I don't know because I was thinking about it, and then I thought of two things. Two ways this could have gone if you follow this route. I was thinking about, what if this movie, instead of being a movie, were a mini-series, right? A series of, 45-minute episodes, 3 45-minute episodes, whatever. And then I feel like it could have either gone the way of this horrible show, The Slap, starring Zachary Quinto, adapted from...
Oh!
Yeah, adapted from an Australian show that was actually good, and they it's not good.
It's about, he slaps a kid, and then,
then there's
horrible shit that
there's a
follows.
trial and a media circus, basically. It's really, really, really hammy and bad. Or it could have gone the way of, True Detective, where, not necessarily, thematically True Detective, but the way it was engaging and intriguing, and, you want to see the next episode because, especially the use of flashbacks, the way it's, all kind of pieced together as it goes.
Actually, I would have kind of liked that being in 3 45-minute episodes, in the sense that the first one could circle around Nick's character, the second one could circle around Amy's, and the third one being kind of everything coming together.
Yeah, and then each episode would subsequently, the first episode's Nick, his sister, her parents, and the secret girlfriend, and then the second episode's Amy and trying to live on her own, coping with this kind of whatever she's doing,
while keeping an eye on the media.
Yeah, and meeting with these people and Neil Patrick Harris, and then the third episode would pick up where both ends leave off. You know what I mean?
Her showing up.
Yeah, do it out of order. Do it like Nick's episode.
Do it like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Nick's episode ends with her coming back, and so does Amy's episode, and then the third episode shows the aftermath of all of that. And you see things from each of their perspectives and it's tied together at the end. That would have been a cool experiment.
Dude, it would have been so fucking good if the end of the first episode you don't know if he did it or not, and then she pulls up in the car with the blood on her.
Oh my god.
And then episode 2 starts with her telling her story, and it goes, she kills NPH and the episode ends. Yeah. And then episode 3 starts where episode 1 ended.
Dude,
well, because they do that with the movie in the sense the first shot is brought back later in the movie.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome. It would have to be a BBC show.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of something like Sherlock or Luther.
Well, it also it could be an HBO show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But HBO tends to be I don't know, never mind.
Alright, HBO show, I'm literally just saying True Detective at this point.
Okay,
It may as well have been True,
Because I was going to say Game of Thrones is
I don't watch
even
it.
start me.
Game of Thrones is good. I like it.
It's good, but fuck that show.
The Mountain.
But yeah, can you imagine? Alright, I'm thinking more in terms of viewership. True Detective is a show that got people talking, and based off that intrigue for that even just the first episode, you've got that Russ Cole rant in the fucking car about pessimism and shit, and fucking that got people hooked. And the end of the first episode, the end of basically the first 4 episodes, just leaves oh shit, what? And can you imagine if it got that viewership, millions of people watching that first episode, and she pulls up in the end in the car covered in blood, and people are just and then boom, credits. The second you see her pull up, she looks to the right and just makes eye contact with the camera for a split second, and you see the blood on her dress through the window, and dude, that is a really, really good idea. That would have been awesome.
So let's just take the movie.
So 20th Century Fox did this movie.
BBC should have done it.
20th Century Fox, if you're listening,
fucked up.
John wants royalties, and so do I.
Hey.
Yep, exactly. All right.
I'll pay you in cookies.
So, this is kind of the big thing I feel like all of us might differ on, or maybe just me. The ending. What do we think of the ending?
The ending... I was kind of hoping for something more, rather than kind of ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
It just... despite the fact this movie's not a cliche, that kind of felt a little cliche.
It would be, yeah.
It's just, so many movies do that, especially in this kind of vein, where it's just
I feel like it's very cool nowadays to be decide.
Deception.
Yeah, decide
fucking
yourself.
Shutter Island, fucking Leo DiCaprio movies.
Yeah.
Django, no, I'm kidding.
Titanic. Did the Titanic really sink?
Or did she murder him in cold blood.
There was totally
I didn't murder
room. You
her.
know, let's just say there's totally room for Leo on there, right? Fuck your whole weight debate. All right, there was room. They could have switched.
I'm
There's-
glad,
there's-
I'm glad you brought in the weight debate because I've seen everyone's seen
Yeah.
that image where like all the people posing on it, but it's like, all right, well that's just space, but like,
Yeah.
you know, the physicality of staying afloat like in an ocean is way more in depth than just the space on a fucking door.
Oh yeah.
But assuming that's a hard like oak wood door that's gonna float for fucking ever, like
No, why don't
But
they
it's
just
also
shave it?
Also,
in?
they also could have paddled and found other people. You know, try.
I mean,
try.
this is getting off topic. Gone Girl. Batman. No, but
bat flag.
I just
Batfleck. That's good.
That's I can't take credit for it. That's the internet's.
I feel like those kinds of endings to these kinds of movies is just it's starting to become kind of a cliche.
I agree.
I just wish that they had done something a little bit more definitive, like kind of take like a stance on something. Like you're not gonna like win over everyone. I feel like this is kind of like more of a safe ending because people like. Obviously people are gonna dislike it, but then there's people who are gonna be like, no man, it's like you never really know,
It's
you
gonna
know.
make people. It's gonna make people feel intelligent.
Yeah. No, he's absolutely right. It does that, and I also agree with you being safe, where you're
Having
You're
balls
not-
is
you're-
being safe now.
yeah.
No, you're
Well-
just not taking a stance. It's just it's safe. You're not saying, oh, he's going to kill her,
Yeah.
or oh, he's gonna leave her.
No
Like-
one's gonna walk out of the movie saying, "Fuck that ending." There's no way it could have ended like that because there is no ending. So all you get is debate and word of mouth. Oh well, I
Which
think
is
it-
good
yeah.
because then they'll want to watch it again. They'll want to talk about
Yeah.
it. You talk about the movie. It's
And
good
you-
marketing.
And
Yeah,
then you-
but
and then
no
you
one's gonna be wrong. You're just gonna walk out. No, dude, this totally happened. But at that point, it's just conjecture between you and whoever you watch the movie with.
Like I remember when Inception came out, that was kind of the first big movie that I remember doing like the ambiguous ending where everyone was talking about it. At least at that point, I was kind of old enough where like the people
Yeah.
I would have that like or were like going to see that movie or my age, whatever. That
Yeah.
was worded weirdly. Anyway, I remember the debates. I remember seeing people posting on Facebook or writing like these huge, long, like fucking reviews and like just like their speculation on what actually happened, all kinds of shit. And I don't know. I feel like this is a movie that would do the same thing, or it would have the same reaction.
Yeah.
And
It's funny because I've never heard of this movie.
you never heard about this movie?
Nope.
Really?
I heard only
Never heard of
great. Actually, it's
Yeah.
weird because I was at the first time I heard about it, and which is kind of a weird way to hear about a movie. I was at a record store, and Park Ave in Orlando.
Dude, you're so cool.
Shameless plug. No, Park Ave's sick. Shut up.
Yeah, Ben.
Records.
Records. But I was in there, and I was with I don't remember who I was with. I think it might have been Carl or maybe
I was
Jagger.
gonna say,
I don't know.
Just assume Carl.
Yeah. So for the sake of the story, it's my friend Carl.
Coral.
Coral. And at the record store, there was a vinyl for the soundtrack of this movie, which is starting to be a thing now, which is kind of odd. But I saw a vinyl for the Ex Machina soundtrack, and I fucking want it. But
I know nothing about the movie, but I want
dude,
to see it.
we're going. All right, my next pick is Ex Machina. Done.
Okay.
But what's it called? I saw the vinyl for it, and I was like, oh, I kind of heard about that. Like I just saw
Just, like,
someone mention on
passing,
Facebook,
yeah.
like or I saw like the cover or like the theatrical poster or whatever, and I believe it was Carl who told me, no, dude, that movie's sick. You have to watch that movie, and it's righteous, as Carl would say.
Yeah.
And so I just started like kind of looking into it, and then I started just kind of mentioning it to people to see if anyone had seen it because I hadn't really heard a whole lot about it. And every single person that saw this movie told me it was fucking amazing, and I definitely see where they're coming from because I did really enjoy this movie. Actually, one of the people we just watched it with, Kevin, said it was a masterpiece. I don't know if I'd go that far.
I absolutely would not go that far.
I would not go that far either. There's too much fucked upness.
Yeah.
Fucked
Fucked upness. It's a technical term.
It's not American Beauty.
American Beauty's not a masterpiece, but that's a whole other debate.
It's
You're
no.
wrong.
It's no
Garfield 2, Tale of Two Kids. I fucking knew you were going there.
It's no Gremlins 2, The New Batch.
It's no
There's no
Trolls 2.
fuck, damn it.
It's no The Room.
The
Shout out
Room.
to 2 days ago. I mean last week.
Continuity, dude.
Dude, come on, man.
You're
Don't turn
breaking
this
the
into a
fourth
Star
wall.
Trek episode. Huh?
Spock's Brain.
Yo.
God,
Best episode
fuck
ever.
that. Anyway,
Season 3, Episode 1 tells you everything you need to know.
I forgot what I was saying. Everyone that saw this movie said
Yes.
it was really good.
Yeah.
Is that the last thing I said?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it kind of, or no, last thing I said was Kevin said it was a masterpiece.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. So I wouldn't go so far to say is this movie's a masterpiece, but I did really enjoy it, and you know, it's kind of uncommon for me to find movies that I really thoroughly enjoy, as much as I enjoyed this, just because there's a lot of shit out there.
And a lot of it's shit.
What?
There's a lot of shit out there and a lot of it shit.
Especially.
I said that weird.
Yeah, it's all good. I can't think today. But yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I didn't detach, which probably would have been a better decision because I was very heated at the end.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
because, God
I was
damn it,
heated and I detached.
she's so evil.
Yeah.
She's so terrible
It's a testament
to this movie.
her character and to the movie.
that you care that much
Yeah.
about things that
And it's
don't
weird.
actually exist.
Yeah, there's no satisfaction.
It's weird. I feel like going into this, I was mildly desensitized because
You had it spoiled for you, right?
no,
Or no, you
the
didn't
only
have.
thing I had spoiled was the fact that he's cheating. That's like 20 minutes in, you find that out. So
Yeah, that's not really an important plot point.
Yeah, it doesn't even fucking matter. But it's because earlier I was watching just a montage of Russ Cole dialogue from True Detective, and it's funny. I was talking with my brother last night, and I haven't seen any of True Detective season 2, mostly because I'm scared to watch it because I don't want it to ruin season 1 for me, which that's dumb, but it will, and I feel like it will. But my brother was telling me, I was like, all right, well, who's the best in the? I was like, how's Vince Vaughn? He's like, Vince Vaughn is good, and whether you believe it or not, my brother is actually like, he's got like a good mind for movies and television and casting and acting, all that kind of shit. I actually do want to have him on here.
Yo, man,
For
that
an
shit
episode?
sucks.
Yeah, Mikey. But
Jay, back.
Let me get a stove.
same. But so I was talking to him about it, and I was like, he was like, Colin Farrell's the best in the new
He
season.
said no one ever.
And I was like, is he Matthew McConaughey of season 2? And he says, he brought up like the best fucking point ever that I'd never considered for some dumb reason. But he's like, if Colin Farrell were in season 1 with the role of Russ Cole, he would have been just as good. And he's like, he says to me, McConaughey is great, don't get me wrong, but the role, the character Russ Cole, it's a perfect fucking character. Like, it is incredible in the dialogue written for him, and the way it's, like, it takes, like, kind of that masterclass level actor to deliver the role in that way, but the role itself is so good that it kind of elevates the actor. And so, I've been thinking about that ever since he said it, so I was rewatching, his monologues today, and that kind of put me in, like, the zone for, like, really, really excellent characters, and Amy is a good character. And the actress, I feel like in this case, the actress kind of lifted the role of the character up more because Amy
Yes.
on her own, not so interesting. But the way it's delivered and that kind of like maniacal ambiguity, you can't tell if she's crazy and really loves him, and this is all some kind of sick, twisted form of like trying to get him to realize how much he's supposed to love her, or whether or not she's just like vindictive and fucked up. But either way, the actress kind of elevates it to the point that you think about that. Whereas a truly great character is kind of a vessel for the actor, not the other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I was thinking about. And I think, like I said, I mean, like, I guess we'll go into closing thoughts now. Or did I give my piece on the ending? I don't think I did.
No, you didn't, and you didn't.
Alright, so go with your ending, I'll go with my ending, and then we'll get to closing thoughts.
Yeah, I just thought the ending was the same as the entire movie. It was like they give you a little like snapshot of
Yeah.
what happened, but they don't tell you anything else.
Mhm.
That's really all I have to say about it, honestly.
That's
Gotcha.
pretty much what I thought. In
Yeah.
the sense
Yeah.
that it just didn't take a stand, and
Yeah.
that's, I mean, it's kind of a good idea, but it's safe. It's kind of played out at this point.
This is what I think the ending. This is what the way I took it was the last shot that you see Nick in. He says, "We're gonna be parents," and then he lets go of her hand,
Yeah, it looks down like.
and he looks down and he looks defeated. And the way I took that, and then the last shot is her looking crazy, and staring into camera, and the way I took that is she won.
Mhm.
And
She got what she wanted.
She owns him now.
Yeah.
And that's the rest of his life.
Yep.
That's the way I took it. I don't think anything else is going to happen after that. I think that's it.
See, All right, so my thoughts on the closing are kind of twofold. The way it ended, I'm not particularly a fan of, because if we're talking about the Inception ending, I mean, that's a very, very, very ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
You have no sort of stake as far as characters go in that ending. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is going to be happy either way at the end of that movie, whether or not it's in a dream or reality. He's seeing his kids again. He's going to live whatever reality that is, whether it's the true reality or in a dream reality. He's stuck there.
Yeah, he's going to be with Keanu Reeves in The Matrix.
Yeah, same. But
which that movie is based
yeah,
off
what
of.
you care about is whether it's real or true. This movie doesn't really have that going for it, you know what I mean? You know the plot going in, so it's basically what's going to happen next. And when it ends with him saying, oh yeah, we're going to be parents, and he looks down, he's defeated, and shows her looking kind of triumphant, and then there's like a scene or two after that where...
No, it's just the scene of him like kind of like stroking her hair.
Oh, right,
asking-
yeah. It's like a 5-second scene where she's laying on bed and he's stroking his hair, or at least, I don't even know if it's in, it's just a dude's hand, but it looks like Ben Affleck's hand. So, assuming. And she, like, looks up at him with this, like, crazy face. And I thought, right when it ended, I thought, if this movie wanted to do the kind of Inception-style ending, before he says, well, we're going to be parents, they look in each other's eyes, and she goes, well, say it. And prior to that interview, he's in the mirror talking about he's going to say, oh yeah, she's a horrible person, she tried to do all this, she's crazy and vindictive. Now, I think what would have been a great ending for this movie is if she looked at him and said, well, say it, cut to black, credits. Because at that point, you don't know whether or not he's going to say, oh, we're going to be parents, or, oh, I'm going to out her on live TV, which was his original plan.
So you kind of wanted an ambiguous ending.
I wanted it to be more ambiguous. Because at that point, it's more ambiguous, but it's also more definitive. Where you know he's either going to say, he's either going to give in to her, or he's going to fight her at the very, very end.
Well, I think they did give an ending. It's that she won.
Yeah. I mean...
Whether or not he leaves her, or she kills him, or whatever later, that's different. So you wanted...
Yeah, I wanted true there's two ways this thing could have gone,
earlier.
and I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, he's either going to do it, or he's not going to do it.
Well, no, apparently there's a sequel in the works, which is upsetting.
David's wrong.
No,
I seriously doubt that'll
I
happen.
really, really hope it doesn't
Because
happen.
she said the writer of the book said that she'd be open to doing a sequel down the road if everyone is available.
Which
means it's not even written yet.
I honestly have no idea where they'd go.
I think there could be a prequel. I doubt there could be a sequel.
Even a prequel would be kind of weird. It'd be kind of like
there would be no
shoehorned.
I think I think there could be a prequel, but it would have to be about her life, not Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
It could start when she meets him.
Yeah, well, the problem with prequels is you know how they're going to end up off the bat.
Right.
So it's got, like, even then...
But I think there's a lot of stuff that they could do there where it's like, they could talk about her parents' relationship with her, and then you could talk about NPH relationship, and the boyfriend and her second boyfriend.
Yeah, well, there in that movie, in a hypothetical prequel movie to this, I feel like the mystery there is, like, what drives her to this point.
That's what I would want to know.
Yeah, exactly. So then... You know, you can have all of that. I think by time, I mean, depending on your... If you don't want to fuck up people's interpretations of this movie, never introduce the Ben Affleck character in the prequel. Because that way you'll leave it ambiguous as to whether or not
it could end with them meeting.
Or like her going to the party where she met him.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
Just have a shot at the very end of him walking into the party, like 15 minutes after.
Maybe, you know what would fuck everyone up? If it ended with them meeting at the party, like making eyes and then cutting to her first diary entry, so you don't know whether or not it's real or fake, because we know she wrote it after the fact.
Right.
But like just like the first line of it, how it does when they first
I mean,
meet.
she had a second diary. Didn't she keep a diary with her in the car?
No, she kept some papers.
Oh, it wasn't a diary? I
thought it was
a diary.
It wasn't a whole diary.
Okay.
What I would say is that it would be cool if the prequel would end with her like not stalking Nick, but like
sort of becoming who
like,
he wants.
Yeah, like seeing him somewhere and then being like, oh, I'm going after him.
Yeah.
And then then her
Forcing
getting ready
her way into that.
Well, no, like just like her seeing him like in a coffee house or wherever and being like, he's my target, and then her going to the party and then.
Yeah. Okay. So,
We're writing Gone Girl 2, by the way.
We rewrite every movie we do. So
Good.
We did a lot of conjecture with fucking The Room, which is weird. Also, fun fact: a new movie came out with Adam Sandler, The Pixel. And I mentioned this.
Pixels.
Is it Pixels? All right. Either way, Pixels, and I saw a still of this. Pixels got 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. The Room has 33% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
So somehow there's a movie out there that's worse than The Room.
that's an
Encouraging.
accomplishment.
That being said, old Adam Sandler, like his movies are pretty good.
Primo. So, closing thoughts, and then what are we watching? Are we still going with Cake next?
Cake's next.
So closing thoughts, aka what we thought, like a rating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Closing thought, give your overall what you think of the movie, briefly, and then
would I recommend it?
Are
rating,
we
or-
rating out of Nick Cage's again?
No, let's just do 1 out of 10.
Okay, this movie deserves that.
Yeah.
All right, fair. Shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay. This movie, it's pretty good. No, this movie, I would recommend this to a certain kind of person. I don't know if I'd recommend this to everyone, just because there's a lot of people that just kind of don't, either just wouldn't really have the patience for it. They might not really they might get too invested, and then the ending will fuck their minds up.
Yeah.
And
I would not recommend this to Frank.
No,
I
Frank.
absolutely would not recommend this to Frank, Lynn,
That's
Two
just-
Turtles, Ninja
Senda.
Turtle, for Senda.
Roosevelt.
We have to pretty much cut that whole thing out.
That's right.
Alright. I wouldn't like I said, I wouldn't recommend this to everyone. But I would recommend this to anyone that is an avid movie watcher that gives a shit, that cares about all these kinds of things.
Yeah.
That kind of wants a story you can get invested in. 'Cause some people don't want that. That people watch Michael Bay movies that really like that.
For
and
explosions and Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Thank you. But pretty much anyone, all 0 of you that are listening, if you want to be invested in a story, if you want a movie that does everything fairly well, I mean the story is a little lacking according to you two. I just kind of got invested into it, and I could kind of look past a little.
I mean,
little
honestly, it's
flubs.
me nitpicking, but
Yeah.
I like I said, I would recommend this to people that are want to be invested into a story, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. As a rating, I don't know. Pretty much every other David Fincher movie I've seen is also really good. Which kind of makes me lean a little higher on this, just because it's David Fincher.
Yeah.
See, I already have a rating in mind, but I think it's going to be the same as yours. I have a feeling.
I would have to go 8.75 to a 9. Somewhere between that.
Never mind.
Yeah. I think maybe you and I have the same rating.
Yeah.
in mind.
You're gonna give it a 7?
I'm not gonna say it till it's my turn.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it either.
All right, I'm gonna stick with that.
Cool. So 8.75 to a 9.
That's really high.
That
You
is
shocked
really
me.
fucking high. What did we give the Babadook? I think.
You gave it an 8.
No, I don't
You gave
think
it a 7 or an 8. I think. I
All
gave it
right,
a
I think-
4. I
hold
think.
on, real
Yeah,
quick.
you give it a shit
Alright,
review.
I think real quick, it's to clarify the rating system. I think it's in terms of the movie itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Comparing the Babadook to this or Hot Fuzz.
Yeah,
It's not really
to this-
fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. So I mean, these are in terms of the movie itself and movies akin to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not an overall rating system. If that were the case,
Yeah.
there'd be no way
See,
to do it.
I still feel like 8.75 is
see,
high.
the thing is, I'm really bad at these because, with Netflix, if I like a movie, I give it a 5. If I don't like a movie, I give it a 0.
It's because you're scum.
No, I just have no in between. I just
have-
don't care.
I have a whole lot of 3s.
I'm
have
sure
a
you do.
whole lot of 3s
You
on my
actually go
Netflix.
with
Same.
all right,
Same.
fine. Cut that. Cut my whole thing out. 4. I give it a 4 out of 10. Fuck you. All right. If I have to reevaluate, because I am.
You don't.
No, I am.
don't have to.
All right, I am a little generous with these. Like I just said with Netflix, I give everything 5s because unless there's very few things I've given 4s
Okay, well,
to.
Netflix is different though because
It's out of 5. It's just.
it's out of 5, and
double.
also you have to take into account that Netflix is stupid, and if you want
Yeah.
any kind of movie like that, you have to give it a 5.
Yeah.
Fair.
So I feel like your rating is nuanced enough. It's post Netflix ratings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to rethink it, we'll come back to it.
Nah, I'm gonna stick with it.
All right, cool.
8.75.
Okay. So
we're gonna
John,
go
go
on,
ahead.
I guess.
All right. I thought it was a really good movie. I wouldn't recommend it honestly, just because I wouldn't put someone through that, especially people that I know that can't detach. I would watch it again with someone who hadn't seen it. I wouldn't watch it again for just to watch it.
Yeah.
But I would watch it
It's
again.
also a dense movie
Yeah,
to watch.
yeah. Like I would watch it again, like with my girlfriend if she really wanted to see it, or like
Yeah.
something like that.
I don't feel like she would like this movie.
No. She definitely won't. But I'm probably gonna make her watch it anyway.
Which girlfriend?
Well,
The one on 3rd or the one on 5th?
Canis Mariachado, I believe her name is pronounced.
Who's that?
It's,
Franny on 5th?
no, it's Frankie. All right.
On 9th.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with a 6.7 to a 7 out of 10.
Interesting. Okay.
Way to make me look like an asshole, dude.
All right. So
That's what I think it was good, above average, but not amazing.
see,
Well,
I
all right.
thought-
What is average?
5.
7's average to me.
Yeah, 7 is a C.
No, 5 is average to me.
5 is
Five is bad.
failing.
I don't care.
All right.
All right. I don't know. I was rated 1 through 7 for most of my life.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
was on the NYP
I get
system,
what I get
fuck
what
me.
you're saying. Where it's like 5 out of 10 is like
It's average.
You know, yeah,
I'm not going by a grade
Yeah.
grade. I'm going by a statistic. Like
yeah.
50% is average.
50% of people will.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
50% of the people I know, I'd
Right.
say watch this movie.
Yeah.
So, all right. For me, it's difficult. I'm trying to think of people I would recommend this movie to. I would recommend this to the average moviegoer because not a whole lot of movies come out like this, where it's like, you know, you get your murder mystery movies, but they never blow up like this movie did.
Yeah.
For me, at the end of last year, there were there were 4 movies that I really wanted to see. I've now seen all of them except for one. They were Birdman, Gone Girl, Whiplash, and Nightcrawler. Those are the 4 movies I really, really wanted to see at the end of last year. I've seen all of them except for Whiplash. This movie, I was really excited to see because, you know, Fincher being who he is. So for the average moviegoer, there's not a lot of movies that come out that are similar to this. So I would recommend them to watch this movie simply by virtue of the fact that it'll be a new experience for a lot of people.
Yeah.
For people who are kind of familiar with this style of storytelling, this is, to me at least, kind of already like trotting ground. Like we've seen movies similar to this before. I feel comfortable in saying that this movie, in my mind at least, is, and based off my rating, this won't make sense, but nowhere near Zodiac.
Zodiac was really...
Zodiac is phenomenal, and I don't even think that's the best Fincher movie. I just think it's a phenomenal movie.
Which one would you say is the best one? 7?
Yeah, absolutely.
Seven's a... Fuck.
7,
7's a 7 out of 10.
yeah. But
7 out of 7 10.
7 out of 10 out of 7. But
Do that,
yeah.
Going back to
So,
my rating
like,
system.
yeah. So as far as this movie goes, as like a Fincher movie, it's up there. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's not Alien 3. It's not The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is like a
That
weird
was
thing.
a really weird movie.
It was like Fincher wanted to try directing a Spielberg film and like did it okay. But anyway, so this movie, as far as general audiences go, absolutely recommend. As far as people familiar with the style of storytelling, even more familiar with Fincher's direction, probably I'd recommend it if you're well versed enough. If you're not, then it's not gonna make a difference. Just go watch 7. Just go watch Zodiac. Just go watch Fight Club. This movie's kind of on par with Panic Room for me. And then as far as people who don't care to watch movies, A, they're not listening to this.
Yeah.
Fair.
B,
No one's listening to this.
B, no one's listening to this. C, go watch the Michael Bay Turtles, or if you want good or semi-good Michael Bay, watch Armageddon. Why not? But anyway, on the whole,
Armageddon, Independence Day, same movie.
yep. On the whole, I'm going to give this movie a 7 to a 7.5, which I thought you and I were gonna be on the same scale. Where
Yeah.
you're
I was
on the
thinking
lower-
7, but then
Yeah.
he gave a point something. So.
Yeah, you're on the lower half of 7. I'm on the upper half of 7. 7 to a 7.5. This movie is good. I don't see. It's weird. I give it the 7. I'm leaning towards 7 because I feel like I want to say it's good. It could have been great, but I don't know that this movie could have been great.
Yeah, but you're getting awfully close to an 8 there, and it's not an 8.
The thing is,
that's all right. I'm giving this movie a solid 7. I'm just gonna do the solid 7 out of 10.
see, the thing is, now, like, after you mentioned fucking 7 and...
Yeah, but you can't think of it like that. You just have
No,
to
but
think
the
of
thing
it
is,
like as a movie.
7 would be where I put fucking Gone Girl, because 7's a great fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I think I went too high. I went in too
All right,
high.
so go ahead. Give your changed rating if you want it.
I still think it's a good movie. I would change it from an 8.75 to an 8.
Okay.
Because 7 is definitely better than this movie. What was the other Fincher movie you mentioned?
Zodiac.
Zodiac and 7 are probably on par with each other.
I should mention, I said this earlier, I only got halfway through Zodiac. I did not stop watching because it was a bad movie. I stopped watching because I was at a hotel and I had to go do shit.
Gotcha.
So
What hotel?
that was when it came out on like
Oh,
HBO
okay. So
and
like
shit.
a long
Yeah,
time
yeah,
ago. Because Zodiac and 7 are both, those are great Fincher movies. I haven't seen Panic Room, so I can't speak for that. Despite people have recommended it to me many years. Fight
Panic
Club's
Room's
a good
okay. I feel comfortable in saying Panic Room is worse than this movie.
Haven't seen it.
one. Yeah. So,
My
all right,
personal opinion.
I'm gonna pretty much just lower it a letter grade, go down from, or not a letter grade, like a whole point, 7.75 to an 8.
Okay.
I'd go with that because where I put Gone Girl is where I'd put 7 or Zodiac,
Okay. So,
not American Beauty.
all right. Well, no, American Beauty's a 10.
No,
So,
fuck off.
Anyway, Panda's giving this 7.75 to 8. John's giving this 6.5 to 7, I believe.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm giving this just a straight up 7. Go watch 7. Alright, so next time we're doing... Cake, starring
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Also known as Rachel.
I literally know nothing about this movie. I looked it up
Same.
the other day to make sure that I had the right movie, and I saw Jennifer Aniston was in it.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then I asked you about it, and you were like, yep. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. So, hopefully, by the next time you hear
I haven't
us,
seen it, but
I haven't
we'll
either.
see.
you'll be listening to us on iTunes because I'm setting up an RSS feed. Also, I'm going to do something I haven't done before. I'm going to plug the Facebook page. Also, I made you guys mods on the Facebook
Yeah, it's
page.
our
already,
admins.
So, yeah. So, our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/subcultureCityFL. That is subcultureCityFL.com. Check us out, and if you have movies you want to recommend, we've got a long list, and we'll put it at the very end of it. Thanks for listening. Bye.